Now, with Youth Academy fixes coming around the corner with Title Update 3, if it's not out by now, it should be out sometime this week as you're watching this video. We are going to go ahead and just kind of explain some of the top scouts, some what you should be looking for when you send your Youth Academy scouts out to find some of your Youth Academy players here. So if I quickly go into here, you always want to look at the estimated mission cost down in the bottom there under all the countries. 120,000 is the best that it will cost. It's the most expensive scouts that will cost, and they will go ahead and produce the best scouts if it's still kind of the same system as FC24, FC23, or FIFA 23, where the more they cost, the better the chances you are finding that next hidden gem, that next Lionel Messi type of player, that next awesome player in your youth academy. So there's a couple of new teams in here that all cost 120k. Everybody in South America does cost 120k, so you do have a better odd of finding a better overall player through the South America region. North America all cost 60k, so they're kind of middle of the barrel there. I believe you have three different levels. You have 120k, you have 60k, and then you have the worst, which is 20k a month. So there's that. Everybody in Central, Southern, and Northern Europe all cost 120k as well, including new nations here like San Marino, Malta, Gibraltar, Andorra, Cyprus. I think Andorra was in last game, but Cyprus, Gibraltar, Malta, all those new countries do cost 120k. Even going down in towards this area of England, Central Europe. Did I just say England? Of Central Europe, so Northern Europe, I should say. Eastern Europe, all middle of the pack there, 60k there, including new countries like Montenegro, Kosovo, Bosnia and Herzegovina. I butchered that name massively. Moldova, Lithuania, Latvia, Bulgaria. I think Bulgaria was in the last game as well. So if you want to go Europe and find the best, just avoid Eastern Europe unless you want middle of the pack. Then Eastern Europe is your go-to. Now, as where it comes for Asia, Oceania, and Africa, they are all horrible. They all cost 20k, including all the new nations. Obviously, all the new nations are in kind of Asia area because we didn't really get the chance to go to Asia too much. But all these Asian countries, including Mongolia, including China and Republic of Korea and Japan that were in last games and last systems, they all cost 20k. Even Turkey, where I'm currently at my Youth Academy save, cost 20k. I didn't remember. I don't know why I didn't remember that. But 20k for all these guys. They're all bottom of the barrel when it comes to level of youth players that you can get to your team, including Australia, which is insane, but all the Oceania teams as well. And then Africa, they all cost 20,000 as well. So if you want to find the best of the best, I would actually Africa, they can cost middle of the pack here as well. I forgot there was one little section that costs middle of the pack 60k, including Morocco, Egypt, Algeria, but then going back down to Eastern Africa where we are getting back to 20k, and then Western Africa we're also getting back down to 20k as well. So if you want to avoid kind of bottom of the barrel teams, as crazy as it sounds, you want to avoid most of Africa, you can go to Eastern Africa or Northern Africa, one of those two there that cost 60k. You'll get middle of the barrel. Avoid Oceania at all costs. Avoid Asia at all costs. Go to Europe, but go towards Northern, Southern, and Central. Kind of avoid Eastern Europe, but that's also middle of the pack. Avoid North America for the most part. They are middle of the pack, but I would avoid them because even the United States of America, I know it says 60k. Their scouts normally kind of 10k, to be honest. They're one of the worst scouting nations on the whole entire EA history, to be honest. And then South America is kind of most of the people's go-to. Most of the people's go-to is South America or European nations. Obviously, you have Argentina, you have Brazil, you have Chile, you have Ecuador, but you also have new teams like Venezuela. No, not Venezuela. You have new teams like Guyana, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago. So those are all the teams that you should go out for. That all cost the best and should produce the best players. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that the 20k teams won't produce anybody good, but you have a less chance of getting those higher overall players and the higher potential players as you do if you were to go to somewhere that costs 100k like Argentina. You have a better chance of getting more higher rated players than less, and also more players that are having a decent potential. This doesn't mean the 74 to 94 potential, and doesn't mean the best of the best players overall coming through screen. You just have the better chance of getting a higher potentials like 60 plus, 65 plus to 94, and then the higher overalls up into the 60 starting rating when you're coming through the Youth Academy. So there is a little Youth Academy tip with the Youth Academy changes, hopefully coming in a couple next days there. Leave a like and subscribe. Let's get to tomorrow's video.